Hello student, myself Dr.p.Srivastva and I am taking about the lecture on fundamental of reproduction. What is a gametogenesis? The process involves maturation of two cells, a spermatozoa in male and ovum in female is known as gametogenesis. Oogenesis. Okay. One maturation takes place in female gamete is known as oogenesis and another maturation takes place in male gamete is known as spermatogenesis. So what is the oogenesis? Oogenesis is the process involving development of the mature ovum is called oogenesis. The primary germ cell which origin in yolk sac at the end of third week. And after that migration to the developmental gonadal ridge about in the fourth week and it goes into female gonads in which several and rapid meiotic division occurs and which are differentiated into oogonia. At the 20 week, the number of oogonia is about 7 millions in number. Oogonia continue to divided and some entered into the prophase in the phase of the first meiotic division. And this oogonia is known as primary oocytes and contain 46 chromosomes. At the time of the birth, no meiotic division occurs and all oogonia are replaced by primary oocytes. Where the total number of primary oocytes is 2 millions. The first meiotic division are arrested until the puberty. At the time of the puberty, 4 lakh primary oocytes are rest arteritic and out of these some 400 to ovulate and during entire reproductive period life there is a only 400 ovum takes place for the fertilization and very important role of the female life. It is a time to puberty to premenopausal stage. Maturation of the oocytes. Oocytes maturation in we will see in 2 points. First point during ovulation known as first maturation and second after the fertilization. It means first maturation occurs during ovulation and second maturation occurs in after fertilization. So maturation of the Graafian follicles, it complete first meiotic division and have haploid number of chromosomes and divided into 2 parts. First of secondary oocyte form and second form first polar body. Secondary oocyte contain 23 X chromosomes and first polar body also contain 23 X chromosomes and having a small amount of the cytoplasm. Secondary oocyte having 23 X chromosomes, it having two pairs. First pairs having 22 chromosomes which determine the body character and second pair correct XX chromosomes, it determine the sex chromosomes. Means 22 pairs determine the body character and second one pair XX pair is determine sex character. Secondary oocytes undergo ovulation and if the fertilization not occurred, it degenerate within the 24 hours. And if the fertilization takes place, it completed secondary meiotic division and it known as secondary maturation. And after secondary maturation, it divided also haploid in number, chromosomes having haploid in number and divided into two portion, female pronucleus and secondary polar body. So you all student you will see the what is a mature ovum and what is the structures. A fully mature ovum is the largest cell in the body and about 130 microns in diameter and it consists cytoplasm and nucleus. Nucleus is eccentric in nature and chromosomes 23, having 23 chromosomes, 23x. One pair having only one XX chromosomes and 22 pairs having 22X chromosomes. And during fertilization, the nucleus is converted into the female pronucleus, and ovum is surrounded by the cell membrane called Butland membrane. Second thing is spermatogenesis. The spermatogenesis is the process and development of spermatids from the primordial male germ cell, and it is differentiation into spermatozoa. It's called spermatogenesis. Before puberty, primordial yolk sac division into spermatogonia. Okay, spermatogonia and remain in the wall of seminiferous tubules. Spermatogonia differentiate into the primary spermatocytes having 46 XY chromosomes, and first meiotic division occurs. At the time of the first meiotic division, immediately secondary spermatocytes form and having divided into number of 23x and 23y. After that, secondary meiotic division immediately occurs when the formation of the secondary spermatocytes, and it divided 4 number of spermatids having 23x chromosomes, 23x chromosomes, 23y chromosomes and 23y chromosomes. Without further cell division, it converted into the spermatozoa. So this is a process of the spermatogenesis where the spermatozoa is the form. And what is a character of a spermatozoa? A spermatozoa is a two parts, head and tail. The head consists principle of condensed nucleus and acrosomal cap, and acrosomally rich in enzyme. The tail is divided into the 4 parts: the neck, middle piece having the mitochondria, the principal piece and the end piece. Second point is the sperm capacitation and acrosomal reaction. What is the capacitation and acrosomal reaction? Capacitation is the physiochemical changes in the sperm by which it becomes hypermobile and is able to bind and fertilize a secondary oocytes. It takes place in genital tract, timing 2 to 6 hours, where the phosphorylate increase, pH increase, activation of acrosomal membrane. When acrosomal membrane is activated, then release of the hyaluronase enzyme, hydrolytic enzymes, procrosin and acrosin. It all enzymes are very responsible for the help in digest the Juna pellucida. Juna pellucida is the layer of the mature ovum. It is the outer layer of the mature ovum, and that's why having digest the Juna pellucida and enter the oocytes. So what is the process of the ovulation? Because it is important process. Without it, it is not possible to fertilization of the ovum. What is ovulation? Ovulation is the process whereby the secondary oocyte is released from the ovary following rupture of mature Graafian follicles, and it is available, ready for conception. Events occurred about 14 days prior to the expected period. You all know about the when maturation can occur without ovulation and ovulation remains suspended, having in 2 conditions: during pregnancy and during lactation. There is the menstruation having without ovulation. So mechanism. What is the mechanism behind the ovulation? There is a many point we will see. Number 1, endocrine and other factors. First of all, pre-ovulatory changes. Follicle undergo enlarge of Graafian follicle, accumulation of follicular fluid, and second oocytes. Meiotic division occurs and plasma volume increase. Cause. So first one cause is the endocrinal. Endocrinal LH and FSH hormone. LH luteinizing hormone. Peak level of estrogen 24 to 36 hours in late follicle phase, and LH surge from anterior pituitary. LH peak level is recorded 24 hours. FSH follicle stimulating hormone. It increases plasmogenase activation and plasminogen and lysis of wall of follicle. Without lysis of the follicle, it is not possible to rupture of the Graafian follicle so that ovulation is not occur. It is very important to rupture of Graafian follicle with the help of FSH. And second thing is stretching factor. Passive stretching increase intrafollicular pressure. Intrafollicular pressure, which pressure on the wall of the follicle and gives stretching.